What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Struggle Central. Alright, so just a quick recap. There's a 10-hour bus ride that we did from Abuja to Imo State. We're finally in my father's compound, and there are problems. The main problem is, before I left Washington, D.C., my teacher texted me saying that she never received my final project. My final project was a paper that I already turned in. So in order to pass that class, because I was sitting at a 64, because she put in a 0 for the final, I had until Friday to turn in that paper. So you know, that day while I was in DC, I didn't really think there was going to be that much of a problem just sending in the paper. When we get to Nigeria, I mean, we're going to be in the rich part. I didn't think too much of it. Like, that wasn't going to be too big a deal. But we actually were going to the village. Normally when people go to Nigeria during the Christmas time, they are going to stay and chill in the city, city, Lagos, Owerri, the capital of, let me say it with my accent, Owerri. And then when it comes to Christmas time in particular, they'd go to the village and have fun with their family. We went straight to the village. Straight to the poverty. Straight to the no electricity. Straight to the no Wi-Fi. Straight to the fetching water. And so in the beginning, I was trying not to be proud about it. This is my first time seeing my cousins in 12 years. I'm gonna be grateful that I came here in Nigeria in one piece. Everything's fine. We lost money, but we're still fine. I was gonna be a brat on the first day. Then the first day turned into the second day, and I was frustrated. Like, we didn't have no internet, and all I needed to do was just send in the paper. And then, y'all, to make matters even worse,
it's just the fact that, you know, like, the Nigerian culture is extremely sexist. Like, my brothers are going out to Port Harcourt for like 4 days apparently with my cousin, and the girls are here cooking pounded yam and tending to housewife duties. It's just extremely sexist.
And I still didn't turn in my essay. So you already know, I was throwing attitudes. I was annoyed. I didn't want to talk to nobody. But eventually I spoke to my cousin who has an online business buying and selling Bitcoin. Link in the description if you're interested. He actually had internet connection because his business relied on it. So I asked him if I could send in my assignment before the due date, which was, I think, 6 hours before that day. You know, there's like a 6-hour difference or whatever. I sent it to my teacher and I got an A in the class. So yes, one of the problems were finally solved and I was happy. And even though my brothers left the women in the village for quite a while, after I turned in my assignment and I didn't really have that much to do, and I didn't have access to internet all the time, I actually enjoyed not having internet. I guess, okay, that's totally false. But living in the village really wasn't that bad because I was always with my cousins and we were doing something, whether it's walking around the compound or learning more about them, learning more about business. And you know, I actually enjoyed Nigeria. You know, I met my cousins.
What are you doing?
I'm filming you.
When would you feel those?
Do you want to say hi?
I don't want to say hi.
That's my cousin, Chukas.
And that's me.
Chukas.
And that's me.
Chukas, how you there?
I'm fine.
You fine?
I saw goats.
So Jennifer and I are at my aunt Abera's house in Owerri, Nigeria. And she got a farm, y'all. We're gonna find out what she got. Opening the gates. See goats. And then see turkey. Turkey. Yum. This is the goats in the corner. So as you guys know, Nigerians are not vegetarians. So I'm pretty sure y'all can understand why we have goats and chickens here. Sad life indeed for these animals. But they will be used for stew.
I saw bush meat being sliced open.
What is that? Ew. Ew. What is that?
That's the same thing. It's a rabbit. That's rabbit too. The same thing with
grass cutter. Oh, it got hit by grass cutter.
No, it's not the same thing with this one.
That's disgusting.
See the head.
What is that? Mom, what is that? What is it?
Also a grass cutter. He has a sharp mouth, right? They cut the grass.
Cooked and eaten. I mean, not having internet or light 24 hours a day was a bummer and a bust, and it made a lot of us angry. Nigeria was kind of fun, and I actually want to come back. And yes, I want to go back to the village as well, not just the city. I didn't even see the city. I mean, I was in Owerri, but they have no sidewalk. But then on our last week of being in Nigeria, tragedy struck again. Late one night, I got a text saying that all my classes were gonna be dropped if I didn't pay my fall balance off before that day ended. And I had to pay about $1,500 left of my fees for the fall semester. And I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know if my mom forgot, but we just didn't pay it. I guess we just didn't have no money. And so I was like, okay, you know, my class are gonna get dropped, but we're gonna go tonight. We're gonna go back to America on Tuesday or Wednesday, so I can just get all my classes back. I'll just ask my mom to pay the bill. I don't know where she's gonna get the money because we all broke from this trip. But from somewhere, from somebody's butt, we're gonna pull out $1,600. I'm gonna enroll in class before the drop ad period, because after that, then I can't get into class anymore. So we left the village on, I think that Sunday or Monday, I don't remember. We went on a domestic flight to Abuja, but before we could get to Abuja, there was a 3-hour delay in Owerri. So we went on a plane ride from Owerri to Abuja, safely, thank God. But immediately when we touched the Abuja airport, when our feet touched the Abuja airport, our international flight left the country. We missed our flight to America. Yeah.
So the plane left us, and now we're here in the office, what's it called, the Ethiopian airline, whatever, office, trying to find out what else to do. And they said their next flight, they'll put us on the next flight, but the next flight is on the 12th, which is what, 3 days from now. So we're stuck here in Nigeria with no place to stay for 3 days, and we have to repay for that ticket. Check. Jesus.
That wasn't even the worst part about rebooking the flight. The worst part also wasn't that the person that we borrowed that money from, a friend of a family friend, said that we had to pay interest on that $1,000. So instead of $1,000, we would have to pay them like $1,300 or something. We had to pay interest for him. That wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was that we had to be in the airport for 3 days without no Wi-Fi. It just bothers me that the #1 oil producing country in Africa, aka one of the richest, probably the richest country in Africa, their international airport does not have no Wi-Fi. How? I needed to register for classes or I was gonna get kicked out the friggin' campus. And then I have to be cleaning and cooking for my ungrateful family. Like, I no offense, family, I love y'all, but I'd rather be at school doing busy work than sitting here and living and cooking and being a slave. Sorry, I had to go. So in order to get our mind off the misfortune that was this flight, we decided to pay for a hotel. You know, at least the hotel would like have some type of Wi-Fi so I can register for my classes and whatnot. We get our cousins, the cousins that live in Abuja, we get them to drive us to a hotel that was nearby. And it wasn't too far a ride. We're thankful we got in in one piece. However, when we stepped in, we noticed there was no Wi-Fi. I was a goner. So frustrated with the lack of Wi-Fi, we just bought some. And the Wi-Fi there, I don't know if I said this before, but it's by gigabytes. So you have to prepay 5 gigabytes or 7 gigabytes or whatever, 10 gigabytes. All that stuff doesn't mean anything because the Wi-Fi goes by so quickly. Like, it runs out like this, gone. So my mom, with her little bit of money left, we bought some Wi-Fi. Now that I was here in Nigeria and I really couldn't afford to ask any one of my friends or we already borrowed money from other people that we're owing. Mom didn't want to go that route again. I had to pull out that credit card and pay off my school fees. I was $20 away from maxing out my credit card. So I spent the rest of my time in the hotel calling people. I called the lady that texted me saying that my classes were gonna drop. I called the registrar's office. I called financial aid. I called, I think, some dean of biology. I was calling all these people to let them know what was going on, why I can't register for classes because I don't have any internet, and just so that they can help me. Like, help me in any way they can to get my classes back before the ad drop period closed. It took a lot of calling, and my phone bill is incredibly high, I believe. I don't pay my phone bill, but I'm pretty sure it's incredibly high because of all the international calls. But God made a way, and I got all my classes. Yay! I was able to do all that stuff, and we were able to go home late. I missed a whole week of class, but we got home in Atlanta. We were safe. We were safe. We were safe. And you know, in the beginning of this video, I said that the devil is real, but Jesus is realer and he is stronger.